So this will be a fun talk. I want to talk about Dr. Thurman Fleet. Dr. Fleet is one of my teachers. I didn't learn from him directly. I learned from one of his students, and he makes up the core or the foundation of pretty much everything that I talk about. If you've listened to any of my previous talks, you've heard me say that it takes on average 33 and a third seconds for an idea that's focused on to go from your conscious mind into your subconscious. That and any idea that gets impressed on your subconscious manifests in your body and in your environment. That's all from Dr. Fleet's work. I'm a huge fan of Dr. Fleet. I love his work, so I'm going to just spend a few minutes talking about him. In the future, I'm going to give some more polished talks. In fact, every Tuesday, I'm going to make a video about him as his work is so dynamic. It's designed to take you from where you are in your normal consciousness all the way up to cosmic consciousness, where you have a total realization of your oneness of life. Have I gotten there totally? No. But has it helped me tremendously to manifest a lot and to help tons of people transform their lives? Yes, it has. So I'll speak first about Dr. Fleet. Dr. Fleet was a man who I believe he fought either in World War One or World War Two, and he was injured really bad. And so he was sent home as he had been was I believe it was mustard gassed, and also he had been shot multiple times. So there was metal fillings within his body, and his lungs had been damaged as a result of the mustard gas. So he was told that he had only a year left to live. So he was sitting on his porch. He would drink every day, and he would mark off on his calendar how many days left until the 1 year mark essentially occurred. And after the 1 year mark had actually come and he was surprised he was still alive, he went through his city and he came upon a chiropractor. And on the windows it said something along the lines of, get well now. It had some advertisement for the chiropractic office. So Fleet went in and asked the chiropractor if he could help him. And the chiropractor told him, sure, lay down on the table. And he gave him a chiropractic adjustment. And Fleet was surprised to see that when he slept that night, when he woke up in the morning, all these metal fillings started coming out through the pores of his skin and his health started to improve. So he pursued a career in chiropractic and he opened up an office and was doing well. And one day this old lady came to him and he started adjusting her. I don't remember what her issue was, but he started adjusting her and he told her, see me for 2 weeks. I'll balance out your body. You'll be fine. So after 2 weeks of seeing her, the woman comes back and she hasn't had any change in her health. She still feels exactly the same. So Fleet tells his secretary, he's totally distraught by this. He tells his secretary, refund her all her money and close the whole thing down. So he closes his whole office. He's just completely upset. He feels as if he's essentially wasted this woman's time and energy and attempting to get her well. And he goes home and he's just lamenting this whole fact. And he starts questioning, why do some people get well and others don't? Why are some people successful and others aren't? Why do some people have lives that seem to work and others have lives of failure and misery? So as he's pondering all these questions and he's incredibly stressed out, he has this illumination. And when I say illumination, he's bathed, according to him, in total white light. And for 7 days and 7 nights, he is bathed in this pure cosmic light. And he's taken up from his normal human consciousness into this higher cosmic consciousness. And all of this information is revealed to him. For example, he was told that he looked down from his high consciousness and he saw the world. And he saw little areas where it was shining in gold. And he was told that the truth of the world had been scattered and that it was his job to go and get it and put it all back together. So he returns to Earth, so to speak. He comes back into this normal consciousness. But before I speak about that, as he's in this high state of cosmic consciousness, people will come and see him. They come and visit him. And they said, witnesses claimed that they could see right through him, that he had become transparent, essentially. And during that time, as he's getting in all this information from, you can call it infinite intelligence, source, whatever you'd like to call it, he's writing it all down in this foreign language. So he's writing nonstop. Everything that as much paper as they're giving him, he's writing all this stuff out. And when he runs out of paper, he just starts writing it all on the walls in this foreign language. And later on, he takes what he wrote and he sent it to a professor of ancient language. And it turned out that he had been writing in Sanskrit the entire time, which is really interesting. So when he comes back from having this cosmic illumination, he goes and starts buying up at a fraction of the cost whole libraries. And he designates certain rooms in his house, one to the physical, one to the mental, one to the spiritual. And he would go through whole books to see if they fall into the physical, mental, or spiritual category. And he would essentially take out of those books whatever was pertinent to help a person grow in that specific area. And he formed this whole philosophy of teaching that it's incredibly amazing that I'm going to help distill to you, so to speak, in the best way that I know how. By the way, a lot of people, you'll see his work. He had a huge impact on a number of big name teachers, but unfortunately, people don't know about him. For example, Jose Silva, the founder of the Silva method, actually spent a whole weekend with Dr. Fleet learning about how the subconscious mind works. That's one. Bob Proctor, who everybody knows from The Secret, and he has the Stickman figure. That's straight out of Dr. Fleet's work. It's out of the Stickman figure is out of Dr. Fleet's concept therapy text and seminar, and then the everything that Bob Proctor talks about in The Secret is from Dr. Fleet's phase one phases excuse me his phase three seminar. He used what he used to do is to get one of his books, you had to attend a seminar where you would learn about everything, and then they would give you the corresponding text afterwards. And so everything that Bob Proctor pretty much talks about, almost verbatim, in The Secret is from Dr. Fleet's Phase 3 seminar. And his seminars are set up, I mean, they're really amazing, where concept therapy gives you this broad overview of how your mind works and how positive ideas can go into your subconscious and transform your life. In fact, Dr. Fleet called his work concept therapy. Concepts are fixed ideas. Therapy is having healing qualities. So concept therapy is taking the negative fixed ideas that are in your subconscious, those ideas that you received from ages birth till about 7 or 8, and replacing them with new, healthy, positive fixed ideas. And as a result, healing will occur. So you learn about that in concept therapy. And then he has phases 1 all the way through 7, which teaches you just how to go higher and higher in the scales of life. For example, phase 1 teaches you all about how to give positive suggestions to yourself and to other people. A suggestion is just an idea. So you learn how to give to yourself ideas of a constructive nature. I took that class. I learned about hypnotism, suggestion, and I used it to improve so many people's lives. And then phase 2 is all about how to remove from your subconscious ideas of a negative nature, all of those ideas that occurred from the time you were born until about the age of 7. And then phase 3 is the universal laws. These come from the Hermetic principles as taught by Hermes Trismegistus in his book, The Kabbalion. So if you just study Dr. Fleet's concept therapy and phases 1 through 3 texts, you can have a really good, healthy life. You'll know how to impress your subconscious with positive ideas, how to remove negative ideas, and then how to live in harmony with these universal laws. And if you're a student or a fan of my work, you can just get my book, How to Manifest Your Dream Life, or my complete Law of Attraction Masterclass. And I basically just give you the meat and potatoes of those classes and seminars as best as I can so that you can live a healthy, happy life. Now, I want to give you some ideas as to what Dr. Fleet taught so that you can start applying them now. First, he says when you're giving yourself suggestions, be earnest in the way that you give them. So what he means by this is say what you're saying to yourself with confidence, with strength. Imagine you're driving a nail into a board. You could just lightly tap it, but it might not do anything. You want to be firm with it. So you want to be firm with your subconscious. Tell it what you want it to do. You are the king or the ruler. Your subconscious is the servant. It'll take any idea that you give it and it'll work it out to its most rigorous logical conclusion. Whether the idea is false or real, your subconscious doesn't care. Any idea that you give it, it's going to go to work to make it a reality. And your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's false. So you can give it ideas that are totally contrary to what your current reality is. For example, if your income isn't what you want it to be, you can start affirming how you're rich and how you're wealthy and how your income is increasing every day, how you're earning more than ever before, how you are now a millionaire. And you'll start driving those ideas into your subconscious And your subconscious isn't going to argue with you. Once those ideas break through the conscious barrier between your conscious mind and your subconscious is going to say, oh, this is me now. I am this. And it's going to go to work to make it a reality. It's not going to argue with you. It's not going to say, wait, hold up. You haven't earned money all these years. It doesn't care about that. Think of yourself as a captain or what's the word that I'm looking for? When you're in the army, is it somebody who trains all the recruits? The word eludes me at the moment, but basically, if you take a captain in the army and he gives a soldier an order, the soldier doesn't reason on it. He doesn't say, "Oh well, I'd rather go do something else." He just says, "Yes, sir," or "Yes, captain," and gets to work on whatever it is. That's how your subconscious mind is as well. So be firm with it. When you speak to it, the way I speak to my subconscious is I say, "Subconscious, fix, let's say I have a health issue. Make my liver totally healthy, assuming if I had some liver issue. I want you to make my liver totally healthy. My liver from this moment forward is totally healthy. It is perfect in every way, shape, and form. Get to work on this now." I tell it, get to work on this now. And I'm firm with it. That way that idea gets impressed on my subconscious and it goes to work. Dr. Fleet also used to say that you should take your affirmations and suggestions that you give to yourself and change them a little bit so that there's some variety in them. For instance, one day I might say my liver is getting well. The next day I might say my liver is functioning perfectly in every way, shape, and form. The next day I might say I have excellent liver health. So he said this is as if your subconscious is a fortress and you're just bombarding it from every different avenue or area. And essentially one of those ideas is going to penetrate it, and then that idea or that manifestation that you're seeking will occur for you. Now, so yeah, first give yourself ideas in earnest. Even before ideas, he recommends imaging what it is you want. What is imaging? Take a collection of ideas and put them together to form an image of your mind of what it is you'd like to see in your life. He said if you have a health issue that you've been experiencing, for instance, let's say somebody has leg pain. What the person should do is start to image from top to bottom an image of themselves as totally healthy. See their entire body as totally healthy, and then see their leg, whatever leg it is, as totally healthy in every way, shape, and form. And every day visualize and feel that. Why feeling? The more feeling that an image has, the faster it gets impressed on your subconscious and the quicker it'll manifest in your life. So you want to image and then back that image with feeling so it gets impressed on your subconscious faster. So he said after you do your imaging, then you give yourself the suggestions that you want. So you tell yourself, subconscious, my legs are now perfectly healthy, or my leg is now perfectly healthy. It is functioning perfectly in every way, shape, and form. Create perfect health in my leg now. Get to work on it. I like Dr. Fleet's method of doing affirmations and being firm because a lot of people, when they do their affirmations, they don't do them with enough force, with enough intensity. They don't have confidence in what it is that they're saying. They're too wishy-washy, so to speak. So that idea doesn't penetrate the barrier between their conscious mind and subconscious, and as a result they don't get anywhere, and then they think something contrary right after and further impress themselves with whatever their current reality is. So don't be like other people. Be firm with your subconscious. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it, if you want to impress ideas on your subconscious, is just to relax yourself. So what you could do is lay down and then take a few deep breaths to relax your body, and then go ahead and just relax every part of your body from head to toe. Just take a couple minutes and relax your entire body. And then all you do is count down from 30 to 1 or 20 to 1 in a slow rhythmic voice. What this does is it relaxes your mind. Your brain will start to go from beta, this awake state of consciousness, to alpha, which is the state that takes place when you're in deep meditation. And the trapdoor to your subconscious, that conscious barrier, will begin to open. So instead of having to jam your affirmations and images through force and repetition, you just show it to yourself, feel it, affirm it, and it goes right in. It's a much easier, smoother way than doing affirmations with intensity and being earnest about them. But I like using both methods. I image in the morning, I relax, I meditate, I relax, I image, and then I give myself the positive suggestions. And then after that, I still have affirmations that I say to myself, that I jam into my subconscious because I just like doing that. That's just my way of manifesting, so to speak. Also, before you go to sleep, it's one of the best times to give yourself suggestions. Your subconscious, before you go to sleep, is beginning to open. You're going from beta, this awake state of consciousness, to alpha. So start to give your subconscious whatever ideas you want it to work on for the next 8 to 10 hours. Neville Goddard, one of my favorite metaphysical teachers, says that the 2/3 of life that you're awake is dictated by the 1/3 that you're asleep. He said most people think it's the opposite. If they have a good day, they'll have a good night's sleep. But he said in reality, those ideas that you impress on your subconscious prior to sleep, it goes into your subconscious, and those ideas your subconscious will take them and work on them for the next 8 to 10 hours. And your subconscious, being infinitely intelligent and all powerful and everywhere present, will start to create the life that you've been impressing upon it. So never go to sleep in a negative state. He warns about that. He said never go to sleep in a negative state. Always sleep either in the end result of what it is you want. For example, if you want a beautiful home, visualize yourself sleeping in your home, or sleep in the feeling tone of what it'd be like if you had whatever it is that you want. And that way those ideas, that feeling tone gets impressed on your subconscious, and that's what's impressed gets expressed, so to speak. And that's what it'll express in your everyday waking environment. Now, if you have some health issues, a great affirmation that Dr. Fleet said you should use is, I am getting strong and well. I am manifesting health. I'll say it again. I am getting strong and well. I am manifesting health. He said this is a great affirmation to use and to say to yourself every day, as you'll start to actually improve as a result of saying it. You want to suggest to yourself ideas that are healthy and constructive. He said just the simple act of you visualizing yourself as healthy every day and then giving yourself the suggestions that you are getting better. He said 9 times out of 10, that's usually enough just to put you on the track to health, to greater health. He said you'll start to see improvement in your health if you'll just do those 2 simple items. And then you can back it up with that affirmation. I'm getting strong and well. I am manifesting health. Another thing that Dr. Fleet would say is, he said, always look on the positive side. Always look on the positive side. Don't focus on the negative. Whatever you focus on is what expands. It behooves you. It's in your best interest to focus on the positive. Nothing good is done by you focusing on the negative and talking about the negative and expressing the negative. It's easy to express that because that's unfortunately where so many people live, and that's where they vibrate at. But even if it feels like it's killing you inside, try to repress that. I don't mean, by the way, constructive criticism, where you're talking with somebody in the hopes of finding a solution to a problem. That's not what I mean. That's not what he means. But so many people are finding fault with everything that's going on with their life. They complain, they gossip, they sow seeds of a negative nature, which is essentially telling the universe, I don't like this, but give me more of it. Don't be like that. Focus on the positive, on what's good, on what's working. Affirm that. And always, when you visualize and do your suggestions, when you give your subconscious instructions, have positive expectation that what you've put forth into the invisible is manifesting in the visible. What you do on the inside, it was what expresses on the outside. So expect it. Assume that this is done. This is what is taking place now. Even if your outer world is totally contrary to what it is that you're visualizing and affirming, don't worry about that. Your outer world is a reflection of past thoughts that have slowed down and crystallized, so to speak, to create the world that you're seeing now. Don't get wrapped up in it unless what you're seeing is something you enjoy. But if it's not, visualize and affirm what it is you want and let your life, and then start to expect that it's coming to you and start to live your life in accordance with what it is that you're visualizing and affirming, and watch things show up in your life that are what you want. For example, let's say I want to meet somebody. So I start visualizing myself being with this new woman. I'm hugging her, I'm kissing her, I'm telling her how much I love her. And then I give my subconscious, I give my subconscious the following idea. Subconscious, I am now in a healthy, loving, committed relationship with the beautiful woman that I love and that loves me. We're irresistibly attracted to each other. This takes place now. So I've given myself the idea. I've now backed it up with positive thoughts. So I've gone By the way, ideas are of the spiritual world. I hope this doesn't get too confusing. Thoughts are of the mental world, and then I'm going to take action in the physical world. So now what do I need to do? I need to live in accordance with my image. So if I knew I was going to meet my wife or the woman that I had just been visualizing, I should ask myself, what would I do? So I might go get a haircut. I might trim my beard. I might start exercising more. I might go on a diet to cleanse my body and lose any excess fat that I'm having. I might clean my place because God forbid she walks in right now and sees actually my place is clean. But you get my point. So I would take certain actions in accordance with the in preparation of her arrival. I would live in harmony with what it is I'm putting forth so that logically she can appear in my life and the two of us can move forward. So that's a great secret. So because a lot of people, what they do is they might have the image, they might have the thought, but they're not living in accordance with what it is that they want to occur. For instance, somebody could be imaging health, thinking health, but then drinking alcohol all day, and there's no way that their body can create health for them. Although I think though, if you're imaging health and thinking health, you'll eventually start expressing health in terms of your physical actions. But again, it's idea, thought, thing. Most people think it's going to be thing, thought, idea. Meaning that if they have a good day, then they'll think good thoughts and they'll form good ideas and they'll feel good. Life is lived, again, inside out. So idea, thought, thing. Obviously, if good things happen to you in your life, feel gratitude for them because that's what you're manifesting. So feel grateful so that more good things occur. But I want you to know the correct way to manifest what it is you want. And it's from inside out, from top to bottom, so to speak. Anything else that I would like to share about Dr. Fleet? Oh yeah, just a few little interesting tidbits. When he had his office, it was so busy that the police actually had to reroute traffic patterns to his office as he had so many people coming to see him every day. I'm going to do a number of talks about him, so please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on TikTok if you don't already. I mean, the guy is just a treasure trove of amazing knowledge. A book that you can get of his right now that will help you get on track in terms of health is called Rays of the Dawn, Natural Laws of the Body, Mind, and Soul. The book is broken up into sections. First is the physical body. So it addresses the laws of recuperation, sanitation, and nutrition. So it'll help you eat better, clean your body, exercise your body. So that's one. Then it's broken up into the laws of the mind and the laws of the soul, meaning the mind are those laws: fear, worry, anger, so on. All those negative emotions. And the laws of the soul are faith, love, courage, etc. So the way you read it is you read fear one day and then you read faith the next. And so you're working the polarities. You're doing less of the negative and more of the positive. And as a result, your life will improve. It's a fantastic book. It'll enlarge your thought process. It'll get you onto the positive side of life, so to speak. And as you keep reading about all of the positive qualities, those qualities start to get impressed on your subconscious and you start to express them more and more. So in closing, I'm a huge fan of Dr. Fleet's. I'm going to do a number of talks to help you go from wherever you are to higher and higher and higher. And I'm glad that I was able to share some of his wisdom with you today.